Alright, hello and welcome to your first video lesson here. We'll be going over the small group lesson format in addition to talking about scale degrees. Okay? Alright, if you have not done so already, grab the mouse, click pause, and go grab a handout if you have not done so. Grab a handout. Alright, now that we're back, let's go through the handout briefly. Alright, you have several portions of it looking at the front where you put your name. Alright, you notice that you need to turn this in next week at your next lesson. Okay, the top of it, video lesson. This is where you'll write down answers to things that we talk about throughout the video. Alright, the next portion, when you have your face-to-face lesson with me, we'll talk about some things and write them down here so that you remember what to go through and work on. And then things that we talk about you can put into daily practice. Notice we have 7 days. Today is day 1. Today is Wednesday that I'm making this video, so I'll circle W on there and put in the date, and then you can fill in the rest of it. Okay, and then the next part is for you to write questions or comments, things that you learn as a result of your practice. And at the bottom of this box, I attest that the above practice information is accurate and that I have given my best this week, and you'll sign it. All right. The back side, we will, this is the musical evidence, your theory, things that you'll do during class. Okay, it's not designed to be homework, but if you don't get it finished before it's time to turn it in, do finish it at home. Alright, the first part, philosophy, you're going to take that phrase that's there, results not excuses, and you're going to summarize it as well as talk about the importance for you. How is it important for you to develop the ability to give results and not excuses? Alright, the next part is just a basic little pitch and rhythm. Notice the top part of both treble and bass clef is rhythm. So for instance, in the first measure, you should write 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. Below the line, below the staff, see where it says pitch, you would write in B flat, look over at the key signature, there's 2 flats, B flat, C, D, E flat, F, F. That's the pitch line. Alright, then you'll finish it out for both lines, both bass and treble clef. Pay attention to the key as well as which clef you're writing in. Okay, the answers are right up on the wall in front of you. And then the next part is the music theory. All right, just some basic terms for you to define. You may not know them, but if you look up on the wall, you'll probably find most of them. And at the very least, you can take a little time to research it at home on your own. All right, and then the bottom part of this theory is you're going to write the scales that are listed: C major, F major, B flat major, E flat major, and A flat major. If you look up at this circle of fourths across the top of the room, look for each of these keys, you'll see the scale listed beneath that. Make sure you have correct accidentals in there, okay? All right, here we go, part 1, the lesson layout. All right, make sure that whenever your time is for you to leave your class that you go straight to the band room. There's a huge trust factor here that you are going there effectively, efficiently, and quietly. You are not to stop, pass go, collect $200 or anything else. Go straight to the band room, okay? In the hallway, set up your instruments and materials. That way you do not distract the people who are learning inside. Do this in the hallway and leave your stuff on a chair or table. Okay, you need to quietly enter the room, head over to the table, sit down at a computer, and you'll begin your video lesson. Make sure you've grabbed a handout before that. Okay, you'll use the provided handout for answers, and then as soon as that's done, you'll wait for your face-to-face time with Mr. L. Make sure that you take that time. If you have extra time, start working on the music theory side of it. Okay, looking again at the time frame, the first 5 minutes when you leave your classroom is for you to head to the room and set up. All right, then you'll do your video lesson, and then a 20-minute lesson with me. All right, and that's 30 total minutes. As soon as we're done, you go right back to class. Right back to class. All right, second part, scale degrees. See that picture? That's a thermometer. I'm sure you're aware of that, but what do we use it for? And it's used to measure how hot or cold things are. How hot or cold. And again, we're measuring. Well, scale degrees are much the same way. Okay, and the other day, with all the classes, but the other day with the beginning band specifically, we went through and started talking a little bit about scale degrees, and we're really just playing 5 notes solidly right now, of which most everybody else is playing already. B flat, C, D, E flat, F. That's concert pitch. Some of you may transpose. But B flat, C, D, E flat, F. Those are the first 5 notes of the B flat scale, major scale I should say. All right. Well, in music, we use the term degree to measure the distance between 2 certain pitches. Okay, so for instance, again, like we said, B flat, C, D, E flat, F, first 5 notes of the major scale. All right, we'll label B flat as 1, C is 2, D is 3, E flat is 4, F is 5. So for instance, I could say that F is a fifth away from B flat. E flat is a fourth away from B flat. D is a third away from B flat. And C is a second away from B flat. Okay, scale degrees. Scale degrees. They measure. Now, just so you're aware, there is more notes in the scale for the beginning folks. Most of the other kids already know it. All right, but G would be 6, A would be 7, and then B flat up the octave would be 8, or an octave, hence the name, octave. All right, and here's what the scale looks like in written notation in both bass and treble clef. You have B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat, and you see the scale degrees listed. Okay. Now, if you're a transposing instrument, you're going to use the same degrees except for your transposed scale. These degrees, they float between whatever scale we're talking about. So, for instance, clarinets and trumpets, when we're doing the B flat scale, you're actually looking at C scale. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Notice that you have the same degrees. C is 1, D is 2, E is 3, F is 4, okay, and so on and so forth. Horns, you're looking at the F scale, and again, F is 1, G is 2, A is 3, so on and so forth. Alto saxes, you're looking at the G major scale. G is 1, A is 2, B is 3, so on and so forth. All right, scale degrees apply to the scale that you are looking at. B flat is not always 1. If we are in the key of B flat or looking at the B flat major scale, that is 1. But if we're looking at the C scale, C is 1. It's all relative to what scale you're talking about. Okay, so for your answers here, or for you have a portion where you're going to write something down, look at this pattern. 2, 1, 4, 3, 6, 5, 7, 8. I want you to write in the letter names on your answer sheet for that particular passage. 2, 1, 4, 3, 6, 5, 7, 8. Okay, now you have to remember, you got to transpose to your key. If you're a concert pitched instrument, that's the B flat major scale. If you're a clarinet or a trumpet, it's the C major scale. If you're a horn, it's the F major scale, and if you're an alto sax, it's the G major scale. All right. We'll take time in our face-to-face to review your answers, and we'll take a moment to review the notes from this session. That's Miss Whitman Logan coming in the door, so don't pay any attention to that sound. All right. And make sure that you take the opportunity to review this information. Review it. That way you'll kind of have a chance of gaining it, okay? Don't just do it in our lesson and move on. Go back and review it. Scale degrees. We're measuring. All right? Now it's time for us to play. So you can make sure that you have all your answers put into your sheet, as well as make sure that you've begun your music theory side of the sheet if you are completed and there is time. All right, look forward to hearing you play. Make sure you give your best, and here we go.